Look around you. Steel is everywhere, shaping the world we live in, from the soaring arches of bridges that connect cities, to the sturdy frames of cars that carry us through our daily lives. Steel forms the backbone of modern civilization. Even the simplest tools in your shed, the ones passed down through generations, owe their strength to steel. But for all its strength and reliability, steel faces a relentless, silent enemy: rust. Rust, or iron oxide, forms when steel meets oxygen and water. It's a natural, unstoppable chemical reaction, quietly working away, day after day, no matter where steel is found. This isn't just a surface problem. Rust eats away at steel, weakening it from the inside out, often hidden from sight, until it's too late. That sturdy beam or ship hull you trust. Over time, rust can turn them into fragile shells, threatening the very structures we depend on. Every year, rust costs billions in repairs and replacements, draining resources from industries and individuals alike. It's not just an industrial issue. Think of a seized wrench that refuses to budge, or a truck's undercarriage slowly eaten away by rust, making everyday tasks harder and more expensive. We paint, coat, and scrub, always trying to hold back the tide. Our efforts are constant, a never-ending battle against nature's persistence. The fight against rust is a story of constant innovation. We've invented special paints, protective coatings, and corrosion-resistant alloys, each new solution a testament to human ingenuity. Yet, despite our best efforts, rust always finds a way in, creeping through cracks, exploiting weaknesses, and reminding us of nature's patience. Even our mightiest creations, built to last, are vulnerable to these slow, patient forces that never rest. Sometimes, the best solutions are born from moments of great need, when the stakes are highest, and failure is not an option. During World War II, the battle against rust became a matter of survival. Ships, tanks, and weapons all depended on steel's strength, and rust threatened them all. Out of that urgency came a breakthrough, a discovery that would change the fate of steel and the course of history, and it all started with a simple, clever chemical process, one that would help steel stand strong against its oldest foe. In World War II, rust wasn't just a nuisance, it was a threat to victory. The relentless march of corrosion could turn the tide of battle, silently weakening the very tools soldiers relied on. Every day, armies faced a hidden enemy that could render weapons useless and vehicles inoperable. Steel was everywhere. Rifles, ships, vehicles, and every piece of equipment depended on it. From the smallest bolt to the largest battleship, steel was the backbone of the war effort, and its strength was vital for survival. Moisture was the enemy's ally, attacking metal in jungles, forests, and at sea. Rain, humidity, and salty air worked together to eat away at steel, no matter where the fighting took place. A rusted rifle could mean life or death for a soldier. If a weapon jammed or failed at a critical moment, the consequences could be fatal. Maintenance became a daily ritual, but it was never enough. For the Navy, keeping warships from dissolving in salt water was a never-ending battle. The ocean's salt was relentless, corroding hulls and machinery, threatening to cripple entire fleets if left unchecked. Sailors spent countless hours scraping and repainting, but rust always returned. No matter how hard they worked, the elements seemed to win, wearing down even the toughest steel. The military needed a better solution. Fast, cheap, and tough enough for war. Engineers and commanders demanded a way to protect their gear that wouldn't slow down production or break the budget. Traditional paints and oils weren't enough. They washed away in rain, wore off in mud, and couldn't stand up to the harsh realities of combat. Scientists and engineers scrambled for a breakthrough. Laboratories buzzed with activity as experts experimented with new formulas and processes, racing against time to find a solution. What they found would not only help win the war, but create a legacy of durability. Their discovery would change how armies protected their steel for generations to come. This new process would protect steel in ways never seen before, forming a tough, resilient barrier that could withstand the harshest environments. It was rugged, reliable, and ready for the harshest conditions. The answer was Parkerizing, a breakthrough that would keep soldiers' weapons and equipment fighting fit, no matter what the war threw at them. Parkerizing wasn't a new invention, but its story is one of innovation meeting necessity. World War II made parkerizing a star, catapulting it from a niche industrial process to a military essential almost overnight. Named after the Parker Rust-Proof Company, this chemical process transformed steel's surface, giving it a new lease on life. Unlike paint, which simply coats the outside, parkerizing created a bonded crystalline layer on the metal itself. This layer didn't just sit on top, it became part of the steel, offering a much deeper level of protection. The porous surface soaked up oil, forming a powerful barrier against moisture and corrosion, which was crucial in harsh wartime environments. The military quickly adopted parkerizing for firearms, vehicle parts, and countless other pieces of equipment that needed to survive the elements. Iconic weapons like the M1 Garand rifle and the legendary Thompson submachine gun were parkerized, making them more reliable in the field. Soldiers noticed the difference. Suddenly, their gear was tougher, less prone to rust, and easier to maintain, even in mud, rain, and snow. Factories scaled up production, dunking thousands of parts into vats of hot, acidic solution every day to keep up with demand. It was messy, demanding work, but the results were undeniable: stronger, longer-lasting equipment for the front lines. Parkerizing became a standard, unsung hero of the Allied war effort, quietly protecting millions of pieces of gear. The process was simple, industrial, and incredibly effective, perfect for the scale and urgency of wartime production. This process gave steel a fighting chance against rust, extending the life of weapons and machinery in the harshest conditions. Parkerizing didn't just change the war, it changed the way we protect metal forever, leaving a legacy that endures to this day. So, how did parkerizing work on the factory floor? First, every steel part was meticulously cleaned: no dirt, no grease, no rust. Then, the part was dipped into a heated tank of phosphoric acid mixed with zinc or manganese compounds. The hot solution triggered a chemical reaction, forming a tough layer of phosphate crystals on the steel. Depending on the chemicals, the finish could be dark gray or black. After a few minutes, the part was rinsed and then soaked in oil. The porous crystal layer absorbed the oil, sealing out moisture. The result, a durable, rust-resistant finish ready for war. This process was quick, scalable, and didn't require fancy equipment. It was a practical solution for mass production, and it gave Allied equipment a crucial edge in the field. The secret of parkerizing is clever chemistry. Under a microscope, parkerized steel looks like a forest of tiny crystals. These phosphate crystals are stable and less reactive than bare steel. The layer acts as a physical barrier, bonded tightly to the metal. Unlike paint, it won't easily chip or flake off. The crystal structure is also porous, perfect for holding oil. Oil seeps into the microscopic gaps, creating a self-healing shield. If the surface is scratched, oil from nearby pores moves in to protect the exposed steel. It's a two-part defense: a hard, corrosion-resistant layer and a deep reservoir of oil. This combination makes parkerizing incredibly effective. It's not just a coating, it's a transformation of the steel itself. That's why parkerized parts survive the harshest conditions of war, and why many still resist rust decades later. The proof of parkerizing's power is in the steel that's lasted over 80 years. Millions of WWII firearms still have their original parkerized finish, often with minimal rust. These aren't just museum pieces, many are still in use today. The dark matte finish became iconic for American military hardware. Parkerizing wasn't limited to guns. Jeep parts, artillery, and even mess kits got the treatment. This widespread use made military equipment more reliable and easier to maintain. The process reduced breakdowns and freed up resources for the war effort. Parkerizing was a practical, industrial solution that delivered extraordinary results. Its legacy is a lesson in durability and smart engineering. Even now, holding a parkerized artifact is holding a piece of history, preserved by chemistry. It's a testament to building things that last. The USS LST-325 is a living monument to parkerizing's durability. This WWII landing ship, now a museum, still has many original steel parts in remarkable condition. Exposed to salt water and combat, its parkerized components resisted deep rust for decades. Tour the ship and you'll see original valves, gears, and fixtures with their dark matte finish intact. These parts survived where simple paint would have failed. The ship's longevity is a tribute to the foresight of its builders. Parkerized steel made maintenance easier and extended the vessel's life far beyond expectations. The LST-325's story shows that good corrosion protection is timeless. Its Parkerized parts are unsung heroes, quietly defying rust year after year. It's proof that simple, robust methods can stand the test of time. If Parkerizing is so effective, why isn't everything made of steel Parkerized? The answer: cost, appearance, and new technology. Parkerized finishes are dull and matte, not what consumers want for cars or appliances. The process involves hot, acidic chemicals and creates hazardous waste, making it expensive for large-scale use. Modern manufacturing prefers spray-on primers and e-coats, which are faster and glossier. New coatings, paints, and alloys offer more colors and tailored protection. Galvanizing and powder coating are now common for bridges, cars, and more. Parkerizing still has its place, especially for firearms and tough automotive parts. It's not obsolete, just one tool among many. Today, we have a bigger toolbox for fighting rust. For many jobs, other methods are simply more practical. The story of Parkerizing is more than history. It's a lesson in smart engineering. Sometimes the best solutions come from urgent necessity, not flashy innovation. Parkerizing worked with chemistry, turning steel's weakness into its strength. As we seek more durable, sustainable materials, the principle remains: build for longevity, not just looks. The future may bring self-healing or active anti-corrosion surfaces, inspired by Parkerizing's oil-retaining shield. These WWII artifacts remind us of the value of building things to last. Investing in robust materials pays off for generations. Parkerizing's legacy is one of ingenuity, resilience, and practical problem-solving. As we face new challenges, we can learn from this quiet innovation. The next generation of materials should be built to last, just like Parkerized steel.